would seem under the Refugee Convention that they would have a just claim that they were being persecuted, and they would be coming from the country of persecution, not coming via other countries,
That's right.
as some people do. As I understand it from the recent rally in Martin Place, the Rudd government closed down the program that Mr. Howard had established.
I understand that because the Howard government was quite open, and they issued statements that they would be giving priority to Christians, not only Christians, people of other religions, but there would be a recognition that Christians were the ones who were suffering, and that was unacceptable to the Labor government. So I understand they've reversed that to say it's non-discriminatory, which means the Christians get put back into second place.
Because when the Republicans took power under Nasser in Egypt, they expelled the Jews, seized their property, and also expelled anybody of foreign nationality. The Greeks, for example, and many others had to leave Egypt so that as they Islamified the country. I understand that Senator Fierravanti Wells made a commitment at the rally which you attended and you spoke at, in which she indicated that on the advent of an Abbott government, that program would be restored. Is that the case?
Yes, and I'm sure Tony Abbott would be very sympathetic to the plight of the Christians in Egypt, to the Copts and so on. So I've got no doubt under a coalition government that would happen. They would have a far fairer immigration program, recognising realities that the people who are suffering are not Muslims. No one's persecuting Muslims. Christians are being persecuted in Egypt, in Iraq, Lebanon and so on, and they are legitimate cases of genuine refugees.
As a constitutional monarchist, I find it very reassuring that those countries which were constitutional monarchies, not our absolute monarchies like Saudi Arabia, which is completely different, but the constitutional monarchies like Egypt, whatever criticism one makes of Farouk, and there were personal criticisms, in Iraq, and nowadays in Morocco and Jordan, minorities are much better off, and governments were much more stable and more understanding or more accepting of human rights than the strong Arabist governments, the pan-Arab governments of Nasser, for example, what happened in Algeria and Tunisia, which is an interesting reassurance for constitutional monarchists.
Yes, well, those royal families obviously had the power to withstand the radical Islamic groups. Without them being there, obviously those groups will gain more power and influence, like the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. This is the danger.
Yes. Are you fearful of that in Egypt?
Yes, and so are the Christians in Egypt, because they have 600,000 members, and they're not just nominal members, they're committed people. So 600,000 can have a big influence on the political scene in the chaos of establishing a new democracy.
As I understand it, before Farouk was overthrown, Cairo, the centre of Cairo was set on fire. It was all organised by the Muslim Brotherhood to create a sense of anarchy, so that the young officers could then organise a coup against the king.
Step in.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Nile.